Yeah, in a way related. Macam cousin lah. There's another one, Jesse batch. Dia juga batch bawah sikit.
Patutlah Alex macam ada Indian. That's what I thought. Because I punya former writers were from UIA. This Sarah McLubis, Wafa Aula. They're writers now. And diorang dulu mass communication, dia bercakap, dia kata bukan faculty, dia department.
Yeah. School kan juga kan.
Sebab tu major 2 je.
Before this they say major lagi banyak lah. Before this macam sekarang orang combine the integrated media, but before this orang macam asingkan radio.
Okay.
But what about you? Your major?
Integrated media.
Yeah.
Integrated media.
Chances are lah if they're doing this.
Yes.
If they're doing this, then yeah.
So you expected to be hands-on on stuff juga.
So you guys learn a bit of everything. Maknanya belajar broadcasting sikit, belajar journalism sikit.
Semester I did corporate media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did on history department.
Okay. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I'll guide you through the journey. Sebenarnya, it's actually one of my forte.
It's much more harder than I expected.
There you go. There you go. Yes. I actually make a living of doing stuff which boring yang orang lain tak buat, which corporate reels, corporate videos and whatnot.
Next boleh cakap. Test 1 2 1 2. Kena ada orang lain yang tengok.
Sorry, Net perlahan ke? Got such a soft voice. I can't help. I speak rather loudly. Test.
Okay, sure.
Tu producer
She's the technical for this studio.
Okay.
And she's part of the committee.
That will actually stay on throughout your career life later, you know.
Oh, ke dia tukar-tukar? I mean, you got to have a staff who handles the studio jugalah kan?
Yeah.
Macam kita dekat ITM dulu, there's always
betul.
akak tu and
betul,
whoever.
abang tu.
Yes, it's always the same people.
Until last 2 semester also I took journalism class with Dr. Harley.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he teaches a lot on newscasting because he used to build sports newscasting
Yes,
back
exactly.
then.
Yeah. I was with the same department when he started. Then I left later on. That's another part. But we remain good friends throughout the years.
Masa dekat TV3?
TV3. And occasionally sebab dia buat he does a lot of Petronas motorsport stuff. So occasionally I sit to direct production and also produce production. In fact, I'm quite multidiscipline in terms of broadcast is concerned, in terms of actually producing and also directing, studio directing we call it. Macam contohnya previous year there was Sukma, I was called. Walaupun sebenarnya dah I don't do broadcast anymore and dia tak cukup orang, so tu TVS wanted producers. So dia tak panggil mana-mana je. So
rezeki is rezeki lah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing that you guys, that's actually our my parting advice later.
Party advice.
Yeah, before we end,
Yes.
because dah boleh cakap, dah boleh leak sekarang sebenarnya.
Always take on any challenge
Yes.
that's given to you. Never back up.
Yeah, but I feel like actually being in the media industry, especially broadcasting, is much harder than people always assume it's easy.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
hard.
Especially now, with social media, oh my god.
Like the particular connotation by a particular person tu
Ah.
kan, whether you want to learn mass comm kan macam tu.
So dia buat kerja kita, so dia buat kerja
So,
kita.
dia buat kerja kita.
Betul.
Ah. Dia start exactly what time?
10:50.
Dan sekarang sudah 10:10.
Diorang tak bagi. Diorang bagi mic je, tapi korang queue je kan?
So how many of you in a class, by the way?
52.
Oh, ramai juga.
That's why we do the communication festival, just our students.
Kalau
internship
tutorial
Okay, tapi 52 tu the both majors atau satu major saja?
Both.
Oh, okay. So kalau satu major dia jadi about separuh lah.
Yeah, but majority corporate communication. In my specialization, integrated media is very like small.
Integrated media berapa orang? Kelas korang? 10? 5?
Usually 10.
Oh, okay.
Belah-belah. But it's very, compared to corporate communication, it's very limited.
integrated simply means integration of all mediums.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, but it makes sense. I mean, considering it's UIA, I'm not surprised that
Yeah.
your corporate comm seems to be the bigger option. And you don't have, you have guys in your class for your major?
We do have some.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think usually guy would go to integrated IMG, integrated
Oh,
media
okay.
compared to
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Usually girls would go to corporate communication.
Okay.
Then they will say, I don't want to write, I just want to take photos.
Yeah.
That's exactly that.
Shoot video. Yelah. Betul lah tu. Time kita orang broadcasting.
Kerja dia.
Broadcasting budak lelaki. Journalism tak ada langsung budak lelaki. Publishing tak ada langsung budak lelaki.
Betul. Journalism tu memang even during his batch, during my batch sampai ke dia punya batch.
Masih sama lagi senario dia. Ada dah masuk. Lepas tu dia tengok classmate dia semua perempuan, tak jadi dia keluar. Pasal dia seorang je lelaki. So dia keluar. Ya, yeah, dia kata dia tak boleh. So yang ada lelaki, budak lelaki advertising dan broadcasting je.
Sebab malas menulis. That's the thing.
PR pun masa my time semua perempuan. Tak ada budak lelaki seorang pun. It's very different. And now they have more majors in ITM. Dia dah ada digital entrepreneurship lah.
Have so many.
Yeah, because
Some psychology skewed towards psychology.
interpersonal
some towards
communication dia dah banyak major lain.
international relations, blah blah blah. So ours was, my time especially was straightforward. The 5 disciplines.
Yelah, still sampai my time. Then we've moved on along with the times.
I think we still drink soon.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salam.
Leading the way.
Sebab nanti masuk dalam live. Okay, insyaAllah we're going to start shortly within 5 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry about the 5 minutes before because we have some technical issues.
Faham.
So, there's going to be, the flow is going to be, there's an opening or intro and a video of our communication festival, and then we'll go straight to our talk. So
Okay.
it's going,
How long is the intro?
perhaps
30 seconds? 1 minute?
apa intro apa?
1 minute. Oh, boleh tahan.
You can just
1 minute in
you're
broadcasting
very-
time is lama ya.
very nervous
Ya.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone that watch us live in the studio right now and those in Multimedia Lab and also those who watch this live in the comfort of their home. Welcome to our first session of podcast in Communication Festival 2025. So for our first podcast today, we're going to talk about the broadcasters in the age of social media. For this topic, we invited a very special two guests who is an expertise in this field. I'm going to give like a very general background before both of them introduce themselves. So our first guest, Mr. Muhaimin Yussof, he is an experienced media communication professional with over 25 years of communication, specifically corporate communications. And he also did televisions, video production, advertising, and on top of that, event management. And he is currently the co-founder/partner of EDUCED Production Works Sendirian Berhad. And our second guest, we have Mr. Shamsiri. He is a digital content producer and writer. He also an experienced television presenter and award-winning lyricist. And he is currently a freelance media practitioner and a co-publisher of Traveler.my. So for today's session, we will dive into the view from professional communication and media practitioners on broadcasting in the age of social media. So before we start, can both of you give a brief introduction? Maybe start with Mr. Mohaimin.
Alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
My given name, my full name is Ahmad Muhaimin bin Muhammad Yussof, but I go by Muhaimin Yussof, which is easier. Graduated about 30 years ago. So your explanation of my path actually, I think, revealed my age. I'm well into my 50s. Started working roughly around 97. So that's how long. And I started with the national privatized station, which is TV3, in news department, news and sports. That was that time, and I left to join Samsung. Samsung and formed Samsung Broadcasting Center, which is actually an international studio, but focuses on internal communication for staffs. So that's another aspect. And then join advertising in some international agencies before forming my own suit. And thank you very much for pronouncing my studio or suit, which is EDUCED Production Works.
Yes.
We do roughly stuff that other people find boring to do, which are like corporate videos, technical related stuff, and nothing close to entertainment. But I do have those experience, and along the way I am still considered as a broadcaster because occasionally called to do stuff which relates to broadcasting. Though I personally feel that broadcasting is really dead.
Yes.
It's been replaced with
That's what we're going to
streaming,
talk about.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. So that's a little bit in a nutshell of what I did. So you could actually post questions later to know more, and I could actually give you links. And of course, in my answers, I will actually reveal more what I did.
Alright,
Yeah,
sure.
that's a little bit about me.
Okay.
Thank you.
What an expert we have over here. Let's move to Mr. Shah.
Okay, just like what he said, I think he actually summarized what I do in a nutshell. Similarly, actually, he's my senior. We're from the same alma mater. Okay, I just found out at least that he was actually my senior, super senior.
Super.
But yes, despite that, having 2 decades of experience, he's got more than 2 decades of experience. So from there, you can guess already. And coincidentally, we also did the same major. I'm also a broadcasting graduate. Has always been a passion, but ironically, my path took different routes. So instead of doing my internship in a broadcasting outfit, I did PR for my internship. So I worked in a record label. I worked for a record label once called Positive Tone. So I used to work with a lot of celebrities. So my specialty has always been entertainment and lifestyle. So I produced, after doing PR for the entertainment industry, I ended up working in the industry. I ended up writing because I have a passion for writing. So despite being major in broadcasting, I did PR and journalism. So along the way, I've done both. I've produced TV shows. I've become editors of magazine. I've written for several Malaysian magazines, EH, Cosmopolitan, The Vibes, you name it. I've gone on and I worked at the Star. So from TV to journalism, and now that I do media on a freelance basis, I do a lot of PR work. So technically, yes, I have my fair share of experiences, which I think I can share with you guys. Yeah.
Alright, so this is such an experienced guest we have today, and I'm sure they will have a very insightful to our topic on broadcasters in age of social media. So I'm going to the first question right away. This is a general question, both of you can answer it. How have you personally seen the broadcasting industry evolve with the rise of social media and digital platforms?
Okay, Mr. Mohammad, I think you should go first. You should go first, yeah.
Senior first.
You should go first, yeah.
I could relate with an analogy. About 20 years ago, I came to this place, IIUM, and did this thing called UIA corporate video. So that time, 20 years ago, around, the need to have everything said is still there. What I'm trying to say is that everything has to be long and verbatim. So long and long-winded, everything has to be explained. I remember having bouts of arguments with with my clients, which is IIUM, about having a shorter corporate video rather than a longer one. So we end up producing a corporate video which is 21 minutes.
21 minutes
Because
corporate video.
yes, I remember.
That's such a long
I
video.
remember you guys having 20
See, now you're
schools.
saying that's such a long video, right?
Yeah.
In
You see?
this age, that's so
yes.
long.
So that is one. The duration and attention span of the audience is different. The need to have everything said and everything understood and credibility of your resource. Maknanya whenever that you're looking at, you need to know whether this is correct or not and whatnot. So 21 minutes, 21 faculties or 21 schools ask for 1 minute of attention, so it becomes 21 minutes. But we were against that. I was against that, especially that was during Tan Sri Kamal Hassan. He was the director then. So I remember also, and then the cost to the production became bigger, became slightly bigger by 30%. So I came back and said that we need to spend more money on the production. And I remember Prof Kamal Hassan said to me, Muhaimin, do this for the pahala. Okay, then yes, literally did it for the pahala.
Okay.
But yeah. Now, fast forward to current times. Now, imagine 21 minutes of video. Who want watch?
Yes.
See, you just swipe out after losing interest. 5 seconds after seeing a TikTok thing, you just swipe out. So that's the evolution that I saw in that. Plus, I just want to add, if there is of course there's an evolution in broadcasting. Of course, you see the rise of TV, which replaces radio, and now we are at the time where we know that broadcasting has, the word to use is capitulate kepada streaming.
Yes.
It has been replaced with streaming. So I would say the word broadcast, which means broadcast, has been replaced by streaming. So dia punya function pun has been diminished in a way. So that, in my opinion, I hope you could understand how I related with the corporate video and whatever, in whatever manner lah. I don't know about you, Shah.
Well, for me, I think it's obvious. Of course, I cannot help but reiterate what he's saying. It's obvious. During our time, broadcast literally meant radio and TV. That was it. That was broadcasting. And then when we came to the age of internet TV, people started putting up things on YouTube. Things evolve where if you don't get to catch, because when I was at Media Prima at TV3, it was the rise of online media. So that time TV3 just launched a website called Gua.com. And then everything was online, so I was there. I produced their stuff. I was also hosting on the channel, and that was when TV3 started something revolutionary. Then at that time in 2008, 2009, they had catch-up TV. If you missed something on TV, you could catch it online. This was before Netflix, or as Netflix was about to start, all the Flixes lah, iFlix, etc. So that was the biggest evolution of broadcasting to me, because you no longer have to wait for a certain time to watch whatever or listen to anything on the radio, because there was always catch up. There were apps on your phone. Okay, if you miss this particular broadcast, you can catch it at this time. You had whatever catch up TV they call it on TV3. So then now has evolved to social media. So like he said, nobody watches. You just said 21 minutes, that's really long. You know, that's already a TV show. 21 minutes, you put in iklan, 1 minute, 1 minute, that's already a TV show. So nobody watches anything for 21 minutes. So that, to me, the biggest evolution of broadcasting is that broadcasting is no longer scheduled. You no longer have to wait for a certain time. Broadcasting can be done anytime, literally anytime. You know, so yeah, I think that's the most obvious evolution of broadcasting.
Right. So, like as you guys mentioned, it's the attention span, right? People like become much more like macam they cannot see long video because they could not give their attention. But like in this current era, we have like this called algorithms.
Okay.
So like how would you say the storytelling evolved to stay impactful and relevant to follow like this algorithm and digital platform, just to make like broadcasting stay relevant?
Okay. My take. Algorithm is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because it helps to your audience are more skewed, so you already know who you're approaching. Before, people didn't even know it was algorithm. Technically now everyone knows, oh, the algorithm says this. If you're watching a lot of car videos, you're going to get all these car videos because the algorithm has targeted you. So for broadcasting, I think that's great. And isn't that so much easier for us? I no longer have to look for a person who's interested in my video if I'm focusing on the product. So you mentioned earlier that I now co-run a travel and lifestyle website called travelah.my. So since my passion was journalism, it was just about writing whatever. I went to a hotel, I write about the hotel. I went to a destination, I wrote about it, and that was it. And then when we had social media, it became so helpful where I no longer had to look for people who are interested in travel or, lifestyle stories which are related to whatever I do. So my job is to make the videos, because we do digital content on social media, right? On Instagram, on TikTok. So when we do that, and the moment you put it up, and if you notice, TikTok has an easier tendency to get followers compared to your other social media networks. So if you are interested in travel, naturally those who love travel videos will somehow end up on your page. Will somehow end up on your page. So algorithm has made things a lot easier, and broadcasters don't have to, spin their heads thinking, oh, who should I go for, or where should I invest, because now you can also boost your videos, on social media. You can choose who you want to see, what kind of person, at what age. So I think there is an upper hand of having algorithms, because it works hand in hand with broadcasting. So that's my take on algorithm and broadcasting.
I also agree with Shah. Makes our job easier. And then you mentioned the specific question was how to make this relevant and how to make broadcasting relevant. You just have to remember the purpose of everything. What's the purpose of algorithm? Is to actually determine consumer behavior, who are you talking to, who your right audience are, and whatnot. Now I will also give you another analogy or another story from my experience, because this is going beyond broadcast, because I also was involved in advertising campaigns. I was in a few advertising agencies previously. Now advertising is also dead. Everything's done by this, by the device, by AI and whatnot. But then when we did it in our time, let's say we were launching a product, let's say that particular biscuit on the table or particular product thing, we do have certain things called focus group, where we call a group of people, policemen lah, bomber lah, cikgu sekolah, sit down and talk about that particular product, what they like about that particular product, to just gauge each of the level of society that likes that particular product. So then we could actually skew or stream when is the best airtime to buy to actually show a particular campaign. And then sometime along the line, I was doing IWK, the advertising for IWK. That time was actually they had a difficult time of
I can imagine.
they had a difficult time bringing in income. No one wants to pay for pembentungan
yes,
or
yeah.
for you flush everything, it's done, right? But then we did a campaign, and then when we did a focus group, we found out that the best time to actually show iklan or commercials or TVCs regarding IWK or sewerage services is 8 o'clock. Why 8 o'clock? Because most of Malaysian families will be in front of the TV watching TV, and we produce iklan of your stool
Yes.
literally being flushed and the journey of the stool. So then they get very agitated and they go and pay their bills. So IWK got the income in. So that was done the painstakingly by doing a focus group, by doing market research and whatnot. So this is also why a lot of things are now also dead, because a lot of market research agencies are now dead because they don't do that kind of
They don't need it anymore.
Yeah. We don't talk about Ipsos now. We don't talk about AC Nielsen who does rating and whatnot, because everything's done with algorithm. Yeah, we just need a bunch of servers and lots of data that
Big
generates
data.
into algorithm. So that for the audience who doesn't know that was done then. So back to that question that you asked, how to make it relevant, always remember why it was done. Then you could actually still remember how to do it. Like macam when I think your watch that you're wearing, we used to have those needle and tunjuk 12 and always so you know how to read time analog way, you should know to read it in digital way also. So that's my take on algorithm.
But also when we talk about social media, everything now is like want to get viral and everything must to be fast. Like how would you say this impacted the quality of content in your experience?
Oh, I can safely say quality of content is no longer a priority.
Exactly,
Seriously.
yes.
So now my turn to give an example. Since I do videos of all these places I review, etc., nice hotels that I stayed at, some of the videos which I did rather well did not get the views that I expected. I placed some on my YouTube channels. Then I had one really awful video with bad camera quality, I remember, and surprisingly that videos had so many views. I was like, what? And for some people, I think it is the authenticity that they want. And we know this because when you look at news videos, I mean, now every news channel has a social media channel, okay? You name it, TV3, even the smallest tabloids or whatever you've never even heard of. Suddenly there's this website called whatever lah, you name it, there's all sorts of websites. And they go viral not because of the quality of the video, but because of the content of the video. You can have a video with very bad quality shot on a very low, low quality phone, okay? And yet, because the content is interesting, so it has taken over quality. It has become something else compared to during our time when there was no social media. To be on TV, for you to produce a TV show, there's a long process. You have to pitch first, you have to send to a TV station. Now, look, if I feel like doing one from my living room, I can just sit in the living room, I can call a celebrity doing a podcast right now, and that's it. I don't even have to have quality. So your question about whether quality is something essential, of course, being broadcasters, of course we want the best. But I can safely say it is not a priority anymore because people really want the content. They really compromise on the quality. That's my take.
Betul. It is more onto adding variety, because to the current generation, especially alphas, it's about looking into the menu and what is served today. So macam Shah mentioned just now, quality is number 7 or 8 or 9.
Tapi kita broadcasting graduate sangat penting ke quality.
Yes, yes.
Dulu produce TV show nak cantik,
Betul.
nak sedap, but
Yeah.
people don't care anymore.
So it really hurts me actually. It really hurts me because you try to do the best video according to the fundamentals that you have learned. Begini, editing should be this, no jump cuts, no audio spikes and whatnot. But then in the end, it's about currently it's about variety. Like I had the painful journey of going through TikTok and trying to find out who is CEO Batu. And who is this DMA Islam? DMA Islam is our friend now because we're trying to prove, our friend now. We're trying to prove that whatever that he's saying is different. Now it goes back ke situ lah. It's just variety because you guys, when you guys were born, you were born with the device next to you. Your mom and dad will put this, nah makan, and then to distract you or to actually provide that, and that has resulted in this. So it's more about adding variety rather than looking into the quality lah. So in a way it does hurt me, but then in the end
We have to live with it, right?
yeah, we can fight them, we join them. So sometimes I also do cincai videos, so just add to the variety. Like I could be doing a vlog about what we do today and take it from a POV style. But that time if we were to shoot like this, we would call that, kenapa kau buat video Blair Witch?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
homework.
Already caught that.
Go find out what is the Blair Witch Project.
The Blair Witch Project was a very well-known movie.
Yeah.
It's fictional, but it was shot as though it was real. You guys just Google. It was during our time, dia dianggap viral lah.
Yep.
Walaupun kita belum ada virality at that time,
yes.
but during our time it was considered viral. There was a movie called The Blair Witch Project. It's a horror movie done by a bunch of Americans. It's about some kids looking for horror. They were looking for a place where there was a place called the Blair Witch. Literally a witch from this area, Blair Witch. But they made it look like it was bad. The camera was shaking, but it became a box office movie.
Yep, exactly.
Right? So,
Low budget, tapi it dwells on, it plays with your mind, it plays with psychology that
It's real.
someone found this tape and then someone played back the tape and saw, there was a person missing, and then press related to that, but I wouldn't want to spoil them.
Yeah, but that's why he's saying, so if you shot a video like that, shaking, and then you change the scene suddenly, then why are you shooting a Blair Witch video, because it's like the movie. The movie is badly shot.
Yeah.
It's badly shot.
For a
but on
purpose.
purpose.
For a purpose.
The movie was badly shot on purpose. So it's just to reiterate what I said, which is quality has become number 7, like he said. It's the content.
It's the content
Yes.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like nowadays when it's that kind of like cake, people feel it more like authenticity than
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
People feel close because
exactly,
it's not like high quality. Like maybe if we produce a high quality on social media, people would think, we're rich, or like we're
It's
just
true.
not the same level.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's some big studio behind the production. There go, you get turned off by watching it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you do look for high. But what if a station or TV3 or station produces benda yang
Low quality.
low quality? You get turned off also, right?
Yes.
Because
go
you
like,
expect,
how
Yeah.
can
because you
this
expect,
station give me this quality?
Yeah.
So
And it's on TV.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it goes back to credibility, because I'm sure if you heard about a plane crash, you wouldn't rely on information you found on Bulan
Yes.
or Sirat Limau. You
Yeah,
would
we will
rely
go to
on
TV
credible
tiga,
you
source.
would turn on the TV and look for Awani or look for Bernama or look for TV3 for the actual credible information. So I think it's also next on your question.
Yes.
Yes.
Kan benda tu which
Yes.
is sorry, go on.
Right. So this question is for Mr. Muhaimin. How do you balance high production value with fast pace, casual content style on platform like TikTok and Instagram?
Okay, so good question, fair. Also, because I do mostly commission jobs. Commission jobs is like, if I'm a killer, I'm a hired killer to do certain things. Commission jobs, maknanya I do not have the freedom of actually doing what I like to do, but rather what my client wants me to do. So I don't get to do stuff that I like that much. Contohnya like, but occasionally I do have the craving to do music videos. But fortunately enough, during my career path, I was with KRU.
Yes, you with KRU.
I was with KRU, KRU Film specifically. But my level was I was the EP or executive producer, so I don't get to do creative stuff. But occasionally I go down and direct music videos. There are a lot also music videos that I've done.
Or can you give like examples?
Most of the
Oh.
awas.
Oh, you did awas.
Kopisan terasing.
Oh, okay.
Music video.
Yeah,
Yes.
the music video.
So you had to go to the desert and everything, the
Yeah.
make-believe desert.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I'm actually a fanboy, Star Wars fanboy.
Oh.
So dress them up as Jedi's.
Okay.
In a way,
Yeah.
that too is certain things that you do. Occasionally, I get to do that. But then most of the time, it's more on to commission job.
Yeah.
Like do a corporate video for Station Jana Kuasa Jima. Or Southern Power Generation, how a turbine works, etc., etc. So not much to tell on that. Maybe Shah has more experience to that how he balances the thing. But on the social media platform, I do apply all those viral or stuff yang kadang-kadang kita shakekan shots,
Yes.
or occasionally creates mystery to the vlogs that I do. I don't have like 1 million followers. I do have a couple thousand, but then my YouTube channel is actually a depository of what the stuff that I've done on corporate side. So
It's your portfolio?
Yeah, it's my portfolio basically. So no fun stuff there, but I use it onto my social media platform. So not on work proper. But on work proper, like I mentioned, we still, when I was working proper, we still employ the fundamental, the market research thing, the consumer behavior to guide us on what kind of videos that we should be producing. But more often than not, remember the first story yang I cerita pasal corporate video UIA?
21 minutes.
Yes, 21 minutes tu. In the end, it's the client yang dictate what they want. And nak tak nak, as
kena dengar.
yeah,
Pasal dia bayar.
Yeah, betul. As an artisan ke, or a person who's trying to berkarya afterward, I have to just eat up my ego and okay, you're right.
So would you say like because of that your creativity become like
A bit limited.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
true.
it just takes its toll actually. Rasa kadang-kadang servicing the corporate sector is such a heavy thing to do. It kills your creativity occasionally.
Because everybody,
Yeah.
you cannot have too many people. What they say, you cannot have too many hands when you're preparing something, right? A dish. There should be only one. But
Yeah.
it's somehow inevitable. No matter what people say, if you're working for a client, there will be many hands involved. So that's always the difficult part. You cannot please everyone. So yeah, in the end, the one pays the bills gets the final say.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
is also an advice, guys. Take note that if you wanna be in this industry, kena selalu telan ego.
Yes.
Just accept that. Yes, you say to yourself, I am belajar meskom. I know stuff. You know, this shot should not be like this. But your client yang jual ice cream tu cakap dengan dia, I nak macam tu.
So kena buat lah.
Dia nak lansir juga. You know, I pernah buat lalu. Yeah, I have to say lansir. So as you know, I am an award-winning lyricist. I write
Yes.
songs for many
Yes.
Malaysian singers. So I once did a raya song for Maidin. Okay. I did a raya song for Maidin. It was sung by a few well-known singers. It had Ernie Zakri. It had a few other singers in the project. And because Maidin wanted it to be like a raya song, okay, it was actually for Maidin, but they turned it to a commercial song under the record label. So I gave the lyrics. It was nice about it's about raya, of course. But because Maidin, specifically the note I got was Shah, they want the word lansir inside. Bila raya, you tukar lansir. So the word lansir had to be my lyrics. I mean, there I was. I'm sorry, I've written for Faisal Tahir, Siti Nurhaliza semua tau. You nak I masukkan kata lansir untuk you, tapi dia bayar. So you nak tak nak, I have to put the word lansir inside.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of what he just said. In the end, the clients will pay. But of course, it's a good thing for us being media practitioners. There's always an outlet. So if there's clients who want your services, they want your professional talents, okay, do it. But yeah, that's the part. Telan ego, he just said it.
Yep.
So yeah.
And there are times that during my younger days, raging hormones and whatnot, I did walk off from the set occasionally for a couple of times as a director. Tapi dah tua-tua ni, okay, ikut aja lah. What do you want? You tell me, what do you want? So it just goes back to that.
So it's better we just follow what the
Well,
guy wants.
if your clients are paying, I'm being honest, in the end. If you
But-
need it to pay your bills, I guess. Yeah.
Find an outlet to berkarya yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Write a
Find the
blog.
balance
Yeah.
lah.
Yes.
Write a
Yeah.
blog, but not for commercial use. For yourself. Do something that you like. On the other side, you do this boring stuff about this.
Boring stuff is to make a living.
Yeah.
Fun stuff for yourself.
Yep.
Okay, that's a good advice.
Yes, always have that. I always have that outlet. Or not, you will just give up in your second year or third year.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for Mr. Shah.
Okay.
With your background in both traditional TV presenting and digital content writing, how do you bridge the gap between old school broadcasting and digital content?
Okay, how do I bridge the gap? Okay. I guess I try to compromise both. Okay, that means I can't help the traditional methods of TV presenting, the old school style. You know, like Shah, there's camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Come bila cakap sini, you look at camera 2. Come producer cakap dekat earpiece. You know, you follow that.
Yes.
And then there's digital content producing, totally different. If I have to do it talking to a phone, I don't have to worry about camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. I take what I've learned from TV. Generally, like I said, I'm not saying I compromise my quality, but I really don't have to worry about, which camera am I looking at? That's just the phone. I'm going to talk about whatever I'm supposed to talk about, give the content. So the bridge is that I must remember, I think for me to bridge the gap is, I must remember that this content, where will it be produced? Where will it be seen? The one when I'm a bit more particular, because I'm not on TV. You know, if I'm going to be on TV, it's going to be live, so I have to be particular. But now that the gap is that, okay, Shah, this is going to be on our social media platforms, it's going to be everywhere. And like I said, I started in 2006, 2007 with Media Prima. That was when media was starting to be online. Gua.com, Astro had Murai, everyone had their own online channels. So when I did that, at the Star first started the Star TV, Star Online, same thing. I read the news like I was reading the news on TV, but then they said, don't worry Shah, this is not on TV, this is online, it's going to be on YouTube. So as a presenter, it's less nerve-wracking. I don't know why. Padahal it's not true sebenarnya, because now if you put online, lagi banyak orang tengok daripada TV, because whoever watches on TV must have a TV set, they must have a TV channel. I actually have friends who say, oh Shah, I have a whatever box, I have Netflix, I don't even have normal TV at home. I actually have friends who don't have TV One or Astro. They say, if you want to watch Awani, I'll just open YouTube. So they just have Netflix to watch their movies. So now, to bridge that gap, that's what I'm saying. I have to remember that, okay, who am I going to speak to? So the gap is already there. I know that I don't have to worry about, but actually, yes, now you're going to know a lot more people will be seeing this, because even one social media, if it has 500 followers, 500 people are already watching you. If you're on TV, it's not determined whether 500 people are watching you on a certain TV show. Maybe 20 people, 100 people, so it's never fixed. So the gap is very obvious when it comes to knowing who your audience is, for me, okay? And then how long it will be there. Some things never go away. You must remember a TV show, if I made a boo-boo once, oh no, I don't worry Shah, the show is done, no one's going to watch it. Anyway, it's not on YouTube. But you make a mistake online, it's going to be there forever.
Exactly.
It's going to be there forever. If I said something wrong, they're going to use it against me, the comments will never stop unless I delete that post. But if it doesn't belong to me, I don't get to delete that post. So that's the gap which I try to bridge. But of course, in the end, the outcome is not in my hands. So, yeah. I hope that kind of answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you've experienced like broadcasting traditional, and also you do like digital, right?
Yes.
Would you say like you have favorite, which one, like
Okay,
maybe
if-
the best?
I'm old school. I will always love old school presenting, producing. Like I said, being in studio, I did a talk show for Bernama TV once upon a time. You know, I hate the fact that I had to go early in the morning to prep and everything, but nothing beats having a live guest. You know, I had celebrities on my show, countless celebrities on my show. talking about what's going on right now, and then getting ready with your points, etc. Nothing beats old school to me. If you ask whether I had a preference, it'll always be old school, because now I feel the new generation, I'm sorry to say, like he said, it's like the quality has kind of dropped. So now anyone can be in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
So I'm being honest.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
offense to anyone out there, but let's just admit there are people who are really not meant to be in front of the camera, but because they've got the resources.
Yeah.
Okay, don't worry, I'll just be in front of the camera. I'll talk. Don't worry, no, I'll be the host. This is my money. I want to do it. Okay, lah, whatever lah. You want to do it, you do it lah. You know, like.
Yeah.
So if you ask me if I had a preference, I'll always prefer old school
Old school.
broadcasting.
What about you?
Yeah. In advertising, there's this word called long formats. Macam macam
Long form.
there was a time when my company or my studio service TV station. We were servicing Astro Ceria and Oasis. Dua benda ni, which is closer to my iman. Rather than doing benda-benda lara. So I chose to do service Ceria and Oasis. So basically you tahu. And there's this term called this will exist in long format, meaning that it will exist. This program will be also shown online. So macam Shah mentioned just now, whatever that is on long format will actually live on and on and on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever. So bila I tengok the word long format ni nak sign tu, okay, I
Nervous
nervous
sikit.
ada sikit benda yang nervous. Contohnya macam we did this thing called Kembara Mi'raj for Mawi that took the team to West Bank. So the whole team went to West Bank and experienced West Bank apa semua. And then that realised that benda tu sebenarnya memang is actually meant half for long format. So sekarang ni it exists online. So even though rating for the program was, because it was on Oasis masa tu, it's still labelled cable TV. So ada subscriber then you can actually watch it. Tapi it actually has a lot followers online. So that's the other thing.
Oh, so you mean like if it's long form, then it will be posted online. If there's no long form, they could not post it online.
That's the agreement he signed.
Yeah. There's certain terms.
So
that
not
they
all
put,
things
not
will
all
be
things will
posted
there.
online.
But now everything is
now everything is online.
Now it's inevitable. Everything is online. But yeah, it's like he said, because that's the contract he signed. So
I pun ada juga, I think did some work with Gua that time, Ustaz Arwah Kahar.
yes.
Arwah Kahar was
Yes.
actually my batch.
Okay, now then that puts the
And
my ex-colleague. He used to produce our shows.
we wanted to experiment masa tu we wanted to do street comedy.
Oh, okay.
So I did service juga Gua in a way.
I see.
But I was actually my debut into a broadcast was actually the morning show, because when I started working with broadcast, it was actually the start of the morning show, because prior to that TV Asha started at what, 9?
Yeah.
Only you
there
have
was
to
no,
wait.
morning shows, tak ada talk show, semua tu benda yang baru.
I remember driving down to the station, to my office then at 4 in the morning.
4 a.m.
Yeah, because we have to prepare the running order, we have to prepare everything else for the morning show. That time I was also involved with MHI, so the formation of MHI. So masa tu my specific role was actually the morning bulletins. Masa tu I pun even kadang-kadang I had to stand in as the newscaster sebab newscaster tak datang. Because they were scheduled to come.
Itulah beza dia, live show. So it
I
happens
had
sometimes.
so many times that there were times that I had to read the berita terkini and the morning show.
Because the newscaster didn't come.
Yeah, because masa tu tengah belajar on how to bangun pukul 4 pagi
But is that allowed to happen? Like the newscaster didn't
Of course it's not
It's not allowed, but it happened. It happened.
Inevitable. Sometimes things will happen, so you must always have a plan B lah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So when you ask between
My producer would say, go to wardrobe and get your baju, get your makeup and go stand there now.
so
Because we're going on.
So we need to always be prepared.
Yes.
of course, hands on. Itu for sure. Being in the media, as much as some people say that
It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy. No, it's not as easy as think.
But macam people like me, because I was the person who was good morning. Here's the opening market report. So you wrote the script, so it's natural that you come and present the script. Tapi I was a nervous wreck lah.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to read news and knowing that there will be.
You have to like to be in front of the camera,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
It's a different thing. So when I was doing my morning talk show, I was producer and presenter. So I also had my guests, I had my script, and I was also the one presenting. So it's a lot easier for me.
Tapi kita punya sekolah dulu taught us to do that. Actually, we were taught to actually.
Kita kena buat both, tapi in the end kita ada preference lah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same for you, I'm sure. You know, everyone has a preference. We're taught to do everything, but maybe you have a particular interest. You know, some people love the camera work, so they did the camera work. Some people love being in front of the camera, so they did in front of the camera. So
some people have more of this, some people have more of that. That's why we have a team, and you know where to position orang ni. Or macam if Shah is on my team, I probably position him in front of the camera. And
we'll talk
not
about that.
Can
be
but then but not to say that I cannot function as him and he cannot function as me. So
it's just who does it better.
Who does it better? Yang tu kita front kan.
Okay. Right. So I have a question for Mr. Muhaimin. Going back to the social media algorithm, like have social media algorithm influence how you come up with content idea for brands and campaign?
Yes, yes. Tapi like I mentioned just now, those points are not dictated by myself. It's given by my client at times, by my client. But if I were to do a video, like occasionally, there is also instance lah. I buat banyak event on bicycle, because I did Le Tour de France pula, Le Tour de Langkawi, as the producer for broadcast punya aspect. And then later on live in like 2020 sebenarnya, we did this cycle event in Langkawi. So we wanted to reach masses kita kat mana. So we rely on that to reach where, kat mana, what kind of video that will attract group cyclists, where to find them dan sebagainya. And I rely on that, of course. And it could follow the guide or whatever hints the data.
Sedikit menyenangkan kerja kan.
Exactly. That data provides us.
So like you said you involved early to the Langkawi. As I observe like to the Langkawi and Olympics, before this they only like do the live broadcast, but now they also do live on social media. So like how could you say, like is it easier to like become like to do the live all at once, like on TV and on social media also?
Oh, okay. It boils down to miniaturization of things. Dulu when you wanted to do a live broadcast, you gotta have the link. You kena ada kereta park, keluar link, satellite dish, kabel, satu department untuk jaga your back end, your OB, outdoor broadcast and whatnot. But now you just need this and you can just go live. So miniaturization of stuff. So that's why ada sometimes fun run or even cycle yang 15 km, 20 km cycle pun boleh ada live. They have live because there's no cost to that. Not so much lah. There is cost to that, but not so much. Social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, you could go live, and you could go live on TikTok and whatnot. So everything dah jadi normal, dah jadi macam now it's a requirement lah. Kalau if your event does not have live,
orang tak nak.
Oh yeah, people will see.
That's the request actually. Will I get social media coverage? Will I get? Will I appear on your platform? Apa-apa dia tak nak just.
And then it's also a USP or an attraction to sponsors now. They know that even they pay 20,000 for this event, they get 50,000 eyeballs looking on that particular thing. Then, so in a way that helps us. Yang promote event ni to actually do that. We could actually go to, let's say Selcom DG, look Selcom DG, our event, we will carry this live on Facebook. But just Facebook, but our group has 10,000 members. So that's 10,000 members, so it helps a lot sebenarnya.
Alright, so I have a question for Mr. Shah. This like go into journalism a bit. Given how visually rich and meaningful lifestyle journalism is, how do you translate that energy into short form mobile content while still keeping it meaningful?
Okay, so that was the challenge I faced at the beginning, because like I said, I'm a broadcasting graduate, but I ended up doing PR and journalism. And in fact, I think throughout the 2 decades of my professional life, I dedicated most of it, at least I think 1 whole decade, to journalism, because I was editor of magazines, editor of websites. So writing was always the thing. And again, this was before AI. Whatever you wrote matters. Okay, people would actually want to read your content, find out what you're talking about. And then now, people don't want just the article. They, in fact, sometimes don't want articles. So, like I said, for Travelah especially, the website which I'm co-running with my friends, whenever we get sponsors to write about like airlines or the hotels which sponsor our stays, and then I'm just like the old school guy, okay, I'll just write about whatever is there and then it's done. They said, no, we want social media presence, we want a video. So you have to learn, okay. I mean, I'm a broadcasting graduate, of course I can take videos, but, you know, like he said, I wasn't the best in my class to do it. I had friends who were better at camera work. But I could do it, of course. So that was when I had to learn and adapt. So I had to make my story meaningful. And like you said, no more 21-minute videos, right? It has to be 1 minute.
Yes.
Everyone advised on TikTok, Instagram, a video about 1 minute is just nice, actually. So to summarize everything I saw or experienced, it's just like 2 seconds of what I ate, 2 seconds of in the spa, 2 seconds of whatever is put into 60 seconds. And because, and again, there's also a tendency or a trend now in journalism. If you notice, any website you open, Stays, Sismic, Obulan, for some reason, there are more views or hits on listicles. 5 reasons why you should go here. 3 reasons why you should. They like articles like that for some reason. Of course, that makes it easier for journalists. So we don't have to write a long essay. We just go like, okay, this hotel, these are 3 reasons why you must stay here. Okay, the view is nice, the food is good. It's very easy. Same thing. So when I have to translate that to video, here's 5 reasons why you have to stay here. Then so I just put 5 the reasons in visual format. So it helps for me to storytell. I think the depressing thing for me is that then, then no one's going to read my article. You know, I like you said, berkarya. So I put my heart and soul into writing, choosing the right words, my passion to write. But because people just want to see the video, so I don't really bother on my writing anymore. And in fact, because of AI right now, even when I was editor, I actually didn't mind my writers to put up press releases as long as they edit it. Because I said, we need content. You want to berkarya when you do your features, you interview a chef, you interview someone, go for it. But if we're just going to post about an event which happened, don't bother lah. Don't waste your time to berkarya for about some launch. Tak payah. So even now with my website, if it needs be and we're in a rush, okay, we'll just ask AI, we give all the points, and then AI will do it. And in fact, the good thing about AI now, like I said, there's pros and cons. I'll tell AI to follow my format of writing. I'll give them my previous articles. Okay, follow this style of writing. So in the end, it really sounds like, oh my god, it really looks like what I just wrote because they followed my previous articles. It's just that I don't need somebody to type it for me. Now they've done it for me. So that's why I'm saying there is nothing wrong. It's a little cheat mode, but it saves a lot of time. You know, and in the end, if you really are a writer and editor, you still have to edit it. You cannot rely totally on AI. That's one good thing. I'm really happy. I hope it continues to be like this. I don't know, people say AI will get smarter, but at this point, I can safely say AI still gets it wrong sometimes. They never get the whole thing right. Somewhere like, wait a minute, this is not right. I didn't mention this, I didn't mention that. So the editor has to check. So when I do digital content in terms of text and writing, if I want to make it quick, I ask them to type it out for me based on a previous article. And then I edit it. And I still do add my sentences to make it look nice. Because I don't trust AI. I'm sorry. What more in Malay is even worse. AI's Malay proficiency is still not there. They rely a lot on Indonesian. But yeah, so to get it into video, that's how I've been doing it. Listicles make things a lot easier. I just put like, okay, 3 things I have to point out in this video. Okay, the pool, the beach, the whatever. Okay, I make sure that's there inside. And then I got 60 seconds of whatever I need to put inside. So you can do it. Just this little compromising with the
that's the best thing about our generation. We have old school and new school kat sini. Like Shah mentioned, I also employ AI onto my daily stuff. Knowing the right prompt, knowing, because AI, you can actually teach AI on your habits, your vocab and whatnot dan sebagainya. Like
Just make
Macam,
sure you guys
yeah.
don't use it quite often. For students, of course,
Yeah.
we don't encourage
Yeah,
it.
especially for
do
assignments.
Have this app called Turn It In, you know.
Yes.
Because I do teach also. By
Yeah,
the way,
now they know when it's done by AI, right?
Yeah.
So like I
Yeah.
said,
no more than 15% we would know. Like when I was marking paper, I taught media literacy and media knowledge and also media in a particular college. I could actually see whether this is generated by an AI or not, because dia ada certain words yang dia
Yeah.
keep repeating and dia suka pakai.
Yeah.
But then that's the other thing lah. But then my advice to this generation now, that you guys have that, you kena pergi sikit belajar how we did it in our times.
I mean, that's the reason you go to university, right?
Yeah.
You learn
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So there is nothing wrong with making things easier. I really feel, efficiency is what we want right now. Everybody wants something yesterday, you know. Everybody wants something yesterday. So there's nothing wrong with using AI. Just use it responsibly.
Yeah.
Okay, responsibly. And if you really want to leave a mark, your authenticity, your style, there must be something which is yours. Because if it's AI, then it's not you. It's not your identity anymore.
And
Yeah.
write a longer prompt.
Yes,
Not
yes.
just list 5 things to do in the morning. Like list 5 things to do in the morning if you are from Bentong who likes sunrise.
Yes.
Be longer, explain
Masalahnya orang
yourself.
dah malas sekarang.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to write the question pun dah malas. So, itulah. So the prompt tu yang sebenarnya is part of your masterpiece already. So for me, like I said, please write an article based on this article I'm about to give you, and these are the things I want. Please stress on this. So mine is long. Like technically my question aja dah macam essay. Then they will give it, and then you still have to edit it. So at least there's you in it. Unless, like I said, you know.
Tell the AI your personal trait, what you like a little bit, what you like the article to skew towards and whatnot. Because don't be malas lah. Jangan malas, because
Itu human habit tu susah lah.
if
Malas
you-
tu human habit.
tiba-tiba if you want to be malas, you just remember pakcik-pakcik yang bercakap hari ni, what we had to go through. We had to literally go to a library, talk to people, do study groups, do
I mean,
focus group.
parents tell their kids always
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
thing. You know, my time I had to do
Yeah.
this, I had to do that. Now
That's
you
the
don't have
reason
to.
why we. But you guys always call us salah. You guys always call us boomers. We are not boomers. Boomers. I think kita X good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm X, definitely X. Yeah, we're X. Yeah.
So,
So you get what we're trying to say,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. So always say Alhamdulillah that you have all the technology in your hand now and to do it. Like you mentioned about list of stuff. I did the same thing for my cycle event. 6 things to do in Langkawi in March. And the last one will be cycle in our event. 5
But
things
that's
to
how they
see.
do it
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah.
Clients will not let you do hard sell.
Yeah. It is.
If you work, let's just say AirAsia paid bulan to write an article about travelling to Australia. You cannot hard sell AirAsia. So you have to write about Australia. And in the end, point number 6, travel to Australia using AirAsia. So that's how they subtly, not so subtle, put it in lah. So
And sama macam dia juga, it helps me compartmentalize my thoughts so that it becomes within your palatable time yang korang nak ni. You guys need 60 minutes, 60 seconds,
yeah.
sometimes 30 seconds. So by having points, we could actually segmentize it so that it's shorter. Because the most difficult thing for me, an old school person, when writing is actually to make it short. We were taught to actually elaborate.
Now dah tak relevant
Yeah,
dah.
yeah. So AI lah buat.
Yeah, now everything is like short and sweet.
Yes.
Alright, so before we wrap up, maybe you guys have like some advice you want to give to someone who want to enter the broadcasting today.
Okay. Kata Shalwi, yang ni let the younger ones.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, he said earlier broadcasting is dead. I get what he's trying to say. It's not really dead. But the essence of old school broadcasting, like I said, TV and radio is depleting. The presence is depleting because, like I said, I just gave you an example. I actually have friends who really don't have. Oh, I don't have Astro. I don't subscribe to Astro. I don't have normal TV. Then you know apa set top box my TV or whatever. Ada orang tak ada pun. Dia kata ada Netflix dah cukup dah. So that's an obvious indication of how old school broadcasting is slowly not exiting, but maybe minimizing its presence. But I'm not saying it doesn't exist, because the moment you broadcast something, you record something, when it goes viral, that is also broadcasting. It's just done through social media. So if you have a passion for broadcasting, I suggest go for it. I mean, I'm an old school broadcaster. I went for it, and I don't think you should ever give up. But please know, the field you'll be playing in is a totally different field. It won't be about TV stations anymore. Like I said, quality is now compromised. It's number 7. It's the content which you're doing. So I still think TV stations will still be relevant. Like I said, credibility. You will never ever look for important news like the bombing of a city or something. You won't look it up in some tabloid. You're going to need a credible source. So only credible sources with budget can do it. So obviously the bigger media organizations. So there, again, broadcasting will not die, you know. But yes, the presence is no longer the same. So if you want to do broadcasting, I suggest go for it. Just please put in your head that it won't be broadcasting alone. It'll definitely be social media. That's the big picture. Social media is where you get to you know, present your masterpiece, okay, in whatever short time you have, 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And I think that's a good thing about your generation. You guys somehow managed to figure out how to make it look nice in just 30 seconds. So that's why I think there will always be a need for broadcasters. Just the platform has totally changed. So, you know, be mindful of all these things we mentioned earlier about clients, about your ego and your passion, you know. So don't give up. I just, like I said again, I'm saying it's not dead, but the game field is just totally different. That's it. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, that's my advice.
Okay. How about Mr. Mohammad?
Yeah, betul. Shah mentioned that it has evolved a lot. That evolution too, that you guys need to study. When you are in this field, you chose to be in this field, you need to know that you have entered a field yang setengah orang fikir tak payah belajar formally to know. Like
Especially sekarang lah.
especially sekarang.
Dulu
with
memang
the-
kena, but now you pakai phone, you boleh buat.
Yes. Everybody has a phone, everybody has a device, therefore everybody can create content. And then they always misuse the word content creator, blah 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 and whatnot. And there are a lot of things yang sometimes it hurts me bila I dengar macam bang, we need 2 shooters for this video. In my time there were no shooters, there were camera person, cameraman, and you know. But now it has evolved to that. So
Pasal dia yang tukang shoot kan.
tukang shoot.
So dia shooter lah.
Shooter.
Sebenarnya salah.
Yes. And then I have to live with ayat-ayat macam bapak faster tu dapat makanan ni. You know, that kind of language. So
We have to adapt.
we have to adapt. So you guys have to find out if you are seriously into this line. Find out why certain things are done. That what does the term broadcast means.
Because now we're podcasting instead of broadcasting.
This
Yes.
is already podcast. Podcasting and broadcasting, what that means. And be prepared to be called cameraman. Be prepared to do this and that, and people akan look down sebenarnya. People will look down.
Tapi
at you.
percayalah, dia sumber rezeki yang baik. I believe it's a very good source of income. Being communication graduates, we can do many things. That's why I say I can be a freelance media practitioner right now, despite my many years of experiences. Even, you know, he's got his own setup, but because somebody will always need your professional services. So that's the good thing about being a media graduate, especially if you've done broadcasting and the likes. Yeah.
And then even if you're not opting into going to be a broadcaster as a profession, you could use whatever that you learn in class as part of an added value to yourself. Like you wanted to open your own resort ke, contohnya. You employ all the stuff that you belajar, how to find your audience, how to create content and whatnot for yourself. That sets you apart and you become a very good entrepreneur instead of just opting out. Sebab I remember when I wanted to go in this line, I actually had an option sebenarnya. I could actually go into architecture, but then I switched on to go to comms. And then orang akan cakap, Muhaimin, have you really given a thought that setiap tahun how many individual aja yang TV3 akan ambil? That was that was the question posed to me.
Tahun 97.
Yes, that was that. Yeah, orang tak lahir lagi. But then that was the question that was posed to me. But along the years, you take every challenge that's given to you. You never say no to any learning opportunities. You say I went into broadcast and then go to advertising, PR also pun buat. Do many stuff to make sure that you are always relevant, because ni akan lagi change. Now the attention span is 60 seconds. Now to those kids yang 4-5 tahun tu, their attention span is 30 seconds. What's going to happen soon? How do you relate information in 5 seconds? Soon. So that's the thing lah. Anything pun lah yang you belajar. People will say AI will replace everything. Yes, correct. Memang everything. Soon you don't even have to have cameras kot. I don't know how. Yeah. So that's the thing. Learn and accept changes. Macam Shah cakap, that it's not a level playing field now. It's a totally different game. Always know, but whatever it is, know how we started. So that you can actually compare. Oh, dulu it's like this. Okay?
Okay.
So those are parting words.
Alright, so unfortunately we already come to the end of our session today. I hope all of you got a very insightful for this session and learn more about broadcasters in the age of social media. So I would like to thank our two guests, Mr. Shah and Mr. Mohammad, for coming to our session today and for coming to our very humble festival. And as an appreciation, we do have token of appreciation for both of you. So this is for you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
this is for you.
Thank you.
Alright. So I hope all of you guys enjoy today's podcast session and see you guys on our next podcast session. So stay tuned and don't forget to follow our official social media at Instagram and TikTok at ComInterns IIUM, where we will always update the current info on our festival. So until then, see you guys again. Bye.
Bye.
Alright.
Yay.